Welcome back to Tip of the Iceberg, the international podcast where we investigate the value of dreams from the public's perspective. Today's guest is Nora McClellan. Nora is a Canadian actor of stage and screen. I met Nora years ago working in film, and she inspired a wonderful scene in Talent Drivers where she told me about a driver she was saying goodbye to at the end of the show, and she said, "It's been really nice getting to know you." And he told her with a very deadpan face, "You know nothing about me." And I love that moment so much, I put it into Talent Drivers. Anyway, today we're going to talk about dream symbolism and dream visitations from our loved ones. Also chasing dreams, wild dreams, dreams of the royal family, and lots of empathic dreaming. What is the purpose of dreams? How does ADHD affect your dreams? And how people with low dopamine go towards the danger. Anyway, here's my conversation with Nora from November 15th of late last year. Enjoy. Welcome, Nora McClellan. Thank you for coming in. She's an old friend of the family, and I've known her for many years. Nora is a Canadian actor of stage and screen. She can be seen on stage in many companies across the land, from Theatre Aquarius in Hamilton this year to the Grand Theatre in London, Ontario. She currently stars in the very funny CBC series Son of a Critch, created by Mark Critch. Nora plays the stern disciplinarian nun and headmaster Sister Rose. Nora also starred in my short form comedy series Talent Drivers many moons ago, where she played Rita, the head of base camp. And she also ruled it like a long-time trucking headmaster with an iron fist. Anyway, welcome, Nora. How are you doing?
Great, Michael. I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, you just finished shooting the 6th season of Critch. You're going into it?
No, we'll be going into it in the spring. I think it'll be the final season, the fifth and final.
Oh, 5th, right.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
getting old. I just worked with the older brother,
Oh, Colton Gobbo. Isn't he a
Gobbo.
sweetheart?
Yeah, what a sweetheart. He said she'd be.
Yeah.
I told him I knew you from the show, and he said, "Oh, say hi to her." So Nora's been kind enough to come on and talk about her intriguing dreams. Have you always been intrigued by your dreams or interested?
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Michael. I dreamed so much. There was a time in my 30s that I tried to keep a dream journal, but it kept me up all night because I sleep so lightly that I I will have dreams and then wake up and then have all the thoughts about the dreams and then go back to sleep and sometimes dream about the dream.
Wow, yeah, that's wow.
So then I tried conscious dreaming, which
You mean like a lucid dreaming or
well, so
being
yeah, I mean, and
being
I've still
conscious in the dream, saying this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
dream? Yeah,
And I sort of took the Jungian approach of noticing if the dream takes place in a house, for example.
yeah.
I've been dreaming a lot about my grandparents' house
Oh,
recently.
cool.
The state of the house, like where I am in the house. Am I in the basement? I'm in the attic. Is it
Yeah, yeah,
messy?
yeah.
What's my relation? Like the last dream I had about my grandparents' house was completely empty. It was in the news in Vancouver that somebody had rescued the home and taken it on a barge away. And that
This
was
is in the dream or in
no,
reality?
that was in real life,
Oh,
right? So
wow.
it was a heritage home, and
Beautiful.
it was going to be torn down for development. And this woman came and rescued it, took it away, and then she moved it to West Vancouver. And my sister sent me a clip, and it was an astonishing home to grow up in. But so
Beautiful.
often I have dreams about that house.
Yeah.
But usually I'm alone in it, which was the case when I was a kid. So, but my dreams really started influencing me a lot in terms of what I wrote to you in the notes, the dreams that are visitations from people that I've lost,
Yeah.
um, which are extraordinary. The dreams that either are feeding my ego, and I call those the dreams of delusions of grandeur, The dreams that are so on the nose in terms of um, like I wake up and okay, I've got it. I've got it. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
driving
The
backwards on the
answer.
highway and the windows are blacked out and I don't have
Yeah,
tires. I
right,
okay.
right. I get
So
it.
and then the dreams that actually subvert the actor's nightmare, which I we all have,
Yeah,
I can't get my shirt on or I can't
yeah.
remember the line. I have sometimes when I'm under a great deal of stress as an actor, I have the opposite kind of dreams.
Which is?
Um, I would for
What's
some
the
reason,
opposite?
like if I'm doing a one person show or something
Yeah.
and I'm just like I know I've got 10 pages to learn like every day and how to do all of these things, I will dream not so much nowadays. I think somebody else would come to me, but it would be Jerry Seinfeld or Jon Stewart. And
Really?
I'd be on the Seinfeld show, and he'd come up to me and he'd go, you're killing. You're just killing. And I go, I know, I know.
That's
And he
great.
goes, we got to find a way to get you into the full-time cast. And I go, that's great. That's just perfect. And I wake up with a big smile on my face going, Seinfeld wants me.
Oh,
Oh my
that's
God,
great.
right? You know what I mean? And then
That's
the Dave would
great.
slap me in the face. And Jon Stewart, I remember one time, and Stephen Colbert, the three of them took me to the fair, and they were all wearing letter jackets, like letter varsity, like they were in high school or something
Yeah,
like that. And they took me to Coney Island,
right.
um, and I was with like these really cool New York comics.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So, and then I'd wake up and the stress would hit me like, but in my dreams, it was like my body was going,
But
let's give
doesn't
you.
that make you feel great and happy for the day and I'm on the right track and I'm doing well?
Yeah.
Or how does it make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel great until I realize what the day ahead of me is, and then and then I go, oh, and then I thank my unconscious or subconscious for allowing me that moment of peace and joy and
Yeah,
free and easy, and I'm just thinking
nice.
everything's perfect. And maybe it is a sign that everything will be okay, but
Yeah.
I always just sort of wake up and go, oh, that's so nice, and then I go, oh my God, what have I got to the next 12 hours?
That's a great relief. I love
Yeah,
that. The reverse of I am
yeah,
not prepared dream.
yeah.
Um, have you ever gotten answers to questions in your life through the dreams?
Um, well, again, under the heading of on the nose,
Yeah.
heading in the wrong direction, really comes in into place a lot. And then I would have dreams that I was be running.
Yeah.
Um, and somebody was chasing me. And then one day I was in some kind of a parking lot or something, and I turned around the corner and just stopped and went, whatever it is, I'm going to look at it. I
Right
don't know if that
on.
had anything to do
That's
with my,
it.
yeah,
And what
my, with my,
happened? Did you when you turned around?
uh, I woke up. I
Yeah.
had faced whatever it was.
Yeah.
I didn't have that dream again. And I still startle if somebody comes into the room when I'm sleeping. Like I'm one of those,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and people go, "What is going on?" And I go, It's just now more habit of anything. Like I've got noise machines and wind machines
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things to settle me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this
Right.
day, if I'm in a hotel or something like that, the bathroom light is on. Like no
Yeah.
matter,
Yeah.
just in case. I'm not just in case
Wow.
somebody's going to come in, but just in case I wake up and don't know where I am.
Yeah. And the wild dreams, how are they? Any wild dreams that make no sense but really stand out? Like I find that some dreams are so absurd and wild that they're trying to get through to us a message, and that's part of the censor, right? That
Yeah.
blocks the truth of any real profound dream coming through. But they also are the ones you should really contemplate on, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I've got one for you that is really quite spectacular, and it happened. It was a dream that I had 43 years ago that I will never forget.
Yeah.
Um, and if you have any insight into this, please let me know. Do you remember in 1981 when Charles and Diana got married?
Yeah. Yeah. For
And
sure. Big event.
we all had to get up at five,
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning to watch and
Yeah.
everything like that. I was here at the Shaw Festival playing Saint Joan at the Shaw
All
Festival,
right.
so
Cool.
I'm wondering if that maybe has something to do with it or not. But and I remember the press had been talking about how everything was timed to the second, right? Like
Yeah.
there could be no, not even a 2 second delay. Everything was just like to clockwork. And I do remember reading about all the incredible gifts that they were receiving from people all around the world.
Right.
In my dream, I'm sitting in Westminster Abbey, not necessarily right on the aisle, but kind of
Yeah.
in. And
Yeah.
the wedding has taken place, and they're walking back down the aisle. I don't remember what Diana was wearing because we didn't know what the dress was going to look like.
Right.
But he stopped and leaned over and said, "Hey, Nora, thank you so much for the flowers." And I went, "Oh, please. It was just a little gesture. Please, And then I
Oh,
said,
that's
"But just
great.
going because I know you're on a timeline." And he said, "No, it was terribly thoughtful for you, but I was so concerned about them moving along." And I
Yeah.
said, "It's no problem." And he said, "But it was such a gesture." And he said, "Listen, you know that we're going on our honeymoon on the yacht Britannia." And I said, yes, I know. He said, "I don't like any of Diana's bathing suits, so would you come onto the boat and bring your bathing suits with you?" And I said, "Okay, anything just to keep you moving, I'll be there." And I arrive on Britannia. There's a lot of
Wow.
flash cut, um,
Yeah.
and I've got my
Wow.
bathing suits, and I'm walking down like the corridor, and I hear Princess Margaret talking to somebody about how if she could kill Charles, she would be next in line to the throne, which was obviously not true. And then there was a kind of a smash cut to a horse and buggies, like in old Victorian England, and
Yeah.
she was in the one ahead with a knife to Prince Charles, and I was in the one behind, and I leapt from one to the other and knocked the knife out of her hand and saved the British monarchy.
Wow. Wow. That's absurd. Holy moly.
So
That was preceding the wedding?
to the night before the wedding. And I've never forgotten it because it
Wow.
was so specific. I've never forgotten it because I woke up and I went, and
What?
the idea that my gift was a bunch of flowers, right? Like they were getting solid gold bars, and that my bathing suits were nicer than Princess Diana's.
Wow. That's wild. That's
So
so cool.
I mean, I don't know what the message is in there, but I took it under maybe I'm taking this Joan of Arc thing a little too serious.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Exactly. You're playing her. How long
you
had you
know,
been playing her? For like a week or
uh,
a month?
when was the yeah, since February or March, right? So
Wow. You
so
had been
like it was
playing
one of
it.
those long seasons. So
It was
yes,
ingrained. That's great. What a
so
character.
so those are the kind of fantastical ones
Yeah.
that I can't figure out what the message is other than maybe tone down your thoughts because I also have a lot of dreams with celebrities. I go, why
Yeah.
have I just spent the night with Brad and Angelina trying to stop them from having a fight? Um,
Yeah.
what you know what I mean? Like so, and why are they in my brain pan?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
you rub up against some pretty cool celebs. Like
well,
what's his
not
name
Brad and
from
Angelina.
Clockwork Orange? He's a great guy, eh?
Oh yeah, Malcolm
Malcolm
McDowell.
McDowell. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah,
Such a
yeah.
sweetheart. I love
He
his
is.
character on Son of the Critch. He's such a
Oh,
great grandpa. Such
and
a
he
sweet
well
character.
that he's
And you and him had a little fling, or not so much.
oh yeah.
When
I
you
mean,
were single or the nun, you were
I'm a nun. Well,
as a
yes. I mean,
Catholic nun in Son of a
he
Critch.
ditched me when we were kids, and so I. This is how I describe Sister Rose: married to Jesus, but not happily, and in love with Patrick Critch. Right.
That's
So
great.
that's why she's so mean. It's
Yeah,
like she just wants to be with him. Um, so I
that's
don't know how
great.
that's going to end up, but yeah.
Married to
Yeah,
Jesus, but not so happily.
yeah, just
That's
not
to be
very
with
happily.
Grandpa
So,
Critch. Oh my God, that's great.
yeah, so those are those kind of wild, fantastical dreams
Yeah,
that I often wonder if my overactive brain is just trying to upload or download or edit or get something out of the way. Except that I do remember many of them like
yeah,
forever.
yeah.
And the visitation dreams are really specific. The
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, I'll get into that in a bit.
mhm.
Those are I think they're the most beautiful and profound we have. What about lucid dreaming?
Meaning that I'm aware that I'm
Or
dreaming.
let's say something about interpretation. I was asked recently by a friend who's interested in this series maybe trying to get this other one I was trying to get off the ground, In Your Dreams, which was a literal audio visual dream series other than a podcast I pitched to CBC, I pitched to another couple networks, but there wasn't any bites because I guess you have to include a lot of video and stuff. So anyway, this gentleman I've been talking with has introduced me to AI video making, and he has created some interesting visual interpretations of his own dreams, and he does it in a sardonic kind of comical way. And he produced one that looked a little bit like The Boys, the series The Boys, a dark kind of comic-con, but it was really well done. I thought, wow, this is a new medium. And he basically has all these like ChatGPT and other more elaborate systems, because filmmaking is really going in the way of AI. But also from that is the ChatGPT as a dream interpretation. And there are certain dream bots. They're kind of like a site where you can type in your dream and it'll give you an analysis of it, which is probably based on, the teachings of Jung and Freud and what other dream models are using. And I took his dream and I really concisely wrote it down in just a little paragraph. And they came back with this long, elaborate pitch or whatever, or what it meant. And I thought, wow. And it's pretty wild. If you're interested in trying it, you could try it. But I've never been into interpreting people's dreams on this. I will hint at certain things. I find that the best interpreter of dreams is the individual themselves, because they have all the keys to the psyche of themselves. They are the ones who have the dream, the dream log of symbolism that has been with them their whole life. And, what certain symbols mean in your dreams after many years, because they've kind of came true. You can write a log of dream symbols in your life. And that's what I like about
so what do you mean by dream symbols? What do you mean by?
Well, like if you dreamt of the royal family a lot, and then you look back at your childhood and you had a great relationship with your grandmother, who was very much into the crown and the royal family, and these symbols that come through are often like the relationship with your grandmother or something. It's just certain symbols. Like if you had a physical experience in the waking life of a watermelon you forgot in the trunk of your car, and you opened it up one day and it was just completely rotted and flies and stuff. So I mean, as that, it's so simple and such an obvious, but if that came up in your dream, it would be a symbol that was kind of your specific thing you had experienced in your life.
Right.
So then, you can just, if you do write a dream journal, you'll find that there's a lot of symbols that come up in your own dream journal, which are specific
really interesting
to you, specific to you. Because to go to a dream dictionary and to go through it that way, it's not always concise. They kind of limit the amount of, definition that can come from a dream symbol, because you're basically doing an archetypal dream or an archetypal symbol. Like the house and the basement and the attic are very symbolic of the subconscious is the basement. And these are pretty archetypal symbols.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And that's where I sit with the lucid part where I know I'm dreaming, is when I'm kind of panning around and I see that there's because I mean, if I showed you my place right now, you'd go, oh my God, this place is a disaster, because it's everything. I know where everything is, but I try to put it in order, but my order is not order.
Yeah. But that's why you're so creative, is you allow yourself to, that's what the best thing about ADHD in a way is you're just so open to creativity.
I would say that's the one superpower and the lifesaver that somebody threw me on stage when I was 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
Like, because it's been
and
such
you found
a struggle.
Your crowd in a way. I remember the first time I worked in film, I thought, wow, I feel like I'm at home with all these people. And basically we all have ADHD.
Yeah.
To some extent. And we can't see ourselves in a one job. We like to change every day, changing the environment, changing this job.
Absolutely. Every day is different. And it's the one place I noticed it actually for the first time on Orphan Black, where I
Yeah, that's where we
am
met.
normally very hyper and very talkative, as you well know,
Yeah.
and rabbit on and on and on. And surrounded by 70 to 100 people, I get really calm because there's
Wow.
more energy than I have. And it's
Yeah.
like I used to go to New York City to sleep
Mm-hmm.
before it became
Because
such a
you
quiet town.
finally got your fix of
You know what I mean? So it had more
excess
dopamine.
stimulation.
Yeah. So I would notice that people would be chatting and there'd be so many things happening. And I'd just be like, oh, this is great. And I'd go, wow, what a time to be quiet, right? Because
That's so great. You're allowed to be now.
yeah, I could have been, but
That's
yeah,
great.
I just remember very, very clearly thinking that I was going, I'm so calm and relaxed right now. And yet, if I was to go to a dinner party, like even or out to a restaurant with 8 people, I have
Yeah.
to leave after an hour and a half because it'll take me 3.5 hours to calm down from that.
Wow.
Do you
I
know
have
what I mean? So
noticed you that.
that's why I do
I have
the Irish
noticed
goodbye.
you do that. I remember
Yeah,
going to dinner with you and
uh,
Mary, and the first time Mary met, or Maria Doyle and her husband met
yeah,
Mary Margaret. Yeah.
yeah.
You
And I
go
just
there.
disappear, right? Because
Yeah.
it gets too much, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So I tried. I every so often I'll go, why did all my teeth fall out in the dream? And I'll look that up on the internet, and
Yeah.
it has a bunch of answers that I don't. I go, I don't know if
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But this chat, you'll have to send me this
Yeah. I'll send you the
information.
link that I tried it on because it was pretty concise. I mean, it had a very elaborate, and I read it to the gentleman. He didn't comment on it, but I think when I read it, I thought this makes some sense. But yeah, and so the thing about I find about lucid dreams is you don't really have to do anything to them. They're
Yeah,
just super real experiences you're having on the other side or dimension of your dream world, and they're just very cool experiences. I mean, surely they have messages to share, but I'm always just blown away by the fact that wow,
yeah,
I'm experiencing a dream and I'm super aware it's a dream, and this is just so cool because
yeah,
I'm yeah. Anyway,
yeah. You're in between worlds in
yeah.
a weird way.
And the other thing about what do you think the main purpose of dreams is? Why do you think we dream?
Mm. Oh, for me, I just always have this sense of because I've got 10 or 12 things going on in my brain at one time. Even like I'm taking medicine now for the first time, and that's calmed me down to 5 things, maybe, right? There's a couple of
Yeah.
songs, um, there's just a whole lot of things happening. And so
Yeah.
sometimes I feel that the dreams are ways of either letting go of some information
Yeah.
or protecting the ones that I really want to keep close, or
Mhm.
protecting the thoughts or the images that I want to keep close if I have dreams about people that are no longer with me. And but sometimes I feel like it's just just ejecting some of these thoughts, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know. Um, my brain is just like on fire all the time, and it's really,
It's like you're clearing the tablets of the mind, right?
yeah,
That's what dreams
yes,
are usually. They're just
thank you.
getting rid of the junk from the day. And I've told this before in the podcast how you can kind of reverse that is to recount your day in reverse when you lie down. It's kind of like
Right?
counting sheep, and it can be very boring for the same reason, but it also can just clear that junk. And so
Oh,
you go back, you lie down, you're getting ready for sleep, and you just say, "I just brushed my teeth." Before that, I had had a cup of tea, herbal tea, and before that, I was reading a bit of the book, and before that, I was doing the laundry. Before that, I was watching a little bit of TV. Before that, I was having dinner with such and such. And when you do that, you'll find when you get to dinner with such and such, you go off on a tangent because, yeah, that conversation was weird. Yeah, we just did that. And that was that. And
yeah,
those are the unfinished moments
Right.
your day that will stick in your consciousness, and you will have fragmented dreams of it. So by redoing your day in
Oh, that's
reverse, you're clearing the tablets of your mind. You're slowly getting rid of the junky kind of stuff you don't need to hold on to. And what's really cool about it, if you go back all the way to when you woke up, which is pretty damn hard, it really helps with recall. And you obviously are an actor, and your ability to recall lines is very, I'm sharp, I'm sure. And so you're probably good at it. And but it's amazing when you do it, and you really get in the habit of it. You will then wake up and recount your dreams in reverse, because
oh,
you
that's
and
interesting.
it's also a great exercise for just taking note of what you experience. Like, even right now, we are in our houses on this call, and if you look about and really take note of the look of the wall and so on,
Mhm.
you're observing, right? And
Yeah.
it's another exercise in total observation, which is really makes you much more aware in the dream. So you're in your dreams, you're going to have a more astute level of observation. You're going to be able to recount them, but recounting them in reverse is really the effect you have of
Wow.
this
That's
exercise. It's really
incredible.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you like, and it helps with recall, right? Because you're practicing
Yeah.
recall of your day. But
Wow, that's incredible.
it also can clean the tablets of the mind.
That's awesome. Thank you, Michael. That's really
Yeah.
cool. You just jogged my memory into a dream that again um, is an empathic dream, I think.
Oh, cool.
Um, but my one of my oldest friends who now lives in California, but she used to live in New York, and we met in acting class in New York. And
Cool.
in the 70s, when we met, she worked at Windows on the World, the top of the World Trade Center.
Oh, yeah.
And then the bombing happened in 1993, and Anne got so many phone calls, and she kept answering the phone and going, "I got to
Sorry. The
remember
bombing,
the bombing, not
not the World
9/11, but
Trade
there was a
Center.
bombing at the World Trade Center in
Oh,
1993."
right.
And we all called Anne, and she said, "I haven't worked there in 8 years, but
Oh,
thank you
right.
for thinking of
Yeah.
me." After 9/11, why we were trying to get them on the phone for hours and hours, and of course they had gone down to St. Vincent's Hospital to help donate, and of course nobody was coming back. And
Yeah.
I moved back to New York about 2 months after that, and I kept dreaming that I was in the middle of the terrorist attack,
Wow.
and I was running down the stairs with people, all the way from, say, floor 100 or something like that.
Wow.
And then somebody said, Nora, there's somebody left behind. And I remember turning around and thinking about it and going, okay. And I go back up the stairs.
Wow.
And then I wake up.
You are
And
Joan of Arc. Oh, my God.
with
That's
Savior.
beautiful.
But Anne
Sweetheart.
would say, for the love of God, Nora, I haven't had one dream. And why are you dreaming this? And I go,
Wow.
maybe I'm dreaming it on your behalf.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or I just care more than you.
Well, never would I even think that until you put it into my head. But no, but I would have that dream quite regularly for a few years.
Wow. Wow.
And then that stopped. I think it stopped when Anne said that she finally went down. Like this would have been 2 or 3 years later. She went down to there was a Century 21 down at the World Trade Center, and they were rebuilding, and she went down there, and she finally sat on the stoop and just cried,
Oh,
right? Like because she
um,
hadn't, like she said, I my kid was watching it from his school.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
so
So
surreal,
brutal.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had completely forgotten about that dream though until you were. I don't know what even came into my head about it, but
Interesting. Hmm.
yeah, I think that also that savior idea, of running toward danger,
Yeah,
which
that's so
creates
true.
dopamine.
And the
As
chasing dream, the chasing dream
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
is like you did. You need to turn around and face it, whatever it
yeah,
is. And
yeah,
we need to face our fears, go toward the danger.
Yeah.
Smart
And I
play.
mean, yeah, people with low dopamine have a tendency to run toward danger and get very calm in dangerous situations, right? Like
Yeah,
very focused and will go to the accident. Will, as opposed to running away from it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
uh, which I've noticed until, there's are times now that because the world has changed so much that I go, do I stop this assault at the Dundas Square, or try to say something and I go, hey, stop it. And then I go, nowadays you could just get killed for doing that.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but trying to think about the consequences a bit more.
Yeah, do it. Save it for your dreams to do. It's a little easier on the body. That's what they say
Yes.
about nightmares. Is that the good thing about nightmares is you can experience the roughest, things on the inner and not have to deal with them on
Yeah.
the outer.
Yeah. I
But
mean, yes. I mean, I have, yeah, I don't know. I have dreams that are very violent. I don't think I want to get into it here,
yeah,
but sometimes and I'm powerless, right? Like I'm being overpowered and I can't do anything about it.
yeah,
And it's usually assault and things like that. And
mhm,
I don't. I always know that it's coming from a place of external pressure that
yeah,
I'm unable to control.
mhm,
And so I think that that's what comes out in the dreams.
yeah,
That I am truly unable to move, like,
yeah,
or
yeah. You're
um,
frozen. You're frozen.
in the dream.
Yeah,
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 yeah. The woman I had on, and in my documentary I had her on last season, Kathy Beliski, she explained chasing dreams, and our dreams are very much violent. She explained that. She explained the chasing as, turn around, face it. But she said the violent dreams are sometimes part of yourself that you're avoiding, and a lot of people avoid certain emotions, and one of them is anger,
yeah,
and it comes out in their dream to just, express it, get it off your chest, get it out, and rather than burying it, right? And
yeah,
people bury a lot of those emotions
yeah,
that cause these extravagant, violent dreams.
yeah, yeah. I just did a play in Vancouver about Casey House, the AIDS hospice in
Yeah.
Toronto, and how, when Princess Diana came to visit.
Oh, sweet.
And
Yeah.
I thought, oh gosh, I went through that. I spent a lot of time at Casey House, but
Yeah.
then I thought, I can handle this. I cried for 2 months solid, and I
Oh my
I didn't
God.
even know where it was coming from. Like
Wow.
every time I went, is this about this person or is this about this person? It didn't matter. It was like all of that stuff.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I've recently discovered that people with ADHD either don't feel anything or they feel way too much.
Yeah.
So I was concerned that because I was taking some medication, that I wasn't going to be able to drop into feelings. But problem
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Wow.
I couldn't believe how much I cried. I just wept and wept and wept and wept and wept.
Oh,
Um,
beautiful. Because you
and
had many
ultimately,
friends you're reliving, right? Your
yeah, yeah,
experience with.
and had so many losses, not only at that time, but losses of most of the friends that I had when I was young.
Oh,
And those are the ones you really want to hold on to.
yeah, yeah,
And dying tragically, and
yeah,
so those are the ones that I realized that when these incidents happen, I'm there to help. I'm here to help sort through things. I'm there to help doing things. Um, and I don't really acknowledge it or recognize it. And then all of a sudden something happens and there I go. And,
wow.
it'll be like that Mr. Rogers documentary.
Yeah, wasn't that lovely?
I
Oh, so
I
sweet.
I had took a picture of the Kleenex. I mean, I stopped trying to throw it away because I just started to cry about
Yeah,
10 seconds in. And
I
I
know.
was, you know,
The visitations from deceased loved ones, I always ask that question.
yeah,
Have you ever had any dreams
yeah.
from your loved ones?
Oh, absolutely. Like the
That's
best.
beautiful. Oh, nice.
Because I knew we were going to be speaking, I started thinking about um one of the I've had a couple of really wonderful, well, many wonderful visits. I had just had a dream a couple of weeks ago that I was at Brent's place and he was hiding underneath
Oh,
a little thing, and he popped up and he went, "We're not done yet." And then he
ah,
put the cover over his head. And I went, "Oh my God." I was so excited. I phoned his family.
how sweet.
Brent
Brent
Carver.
Carver. Yeah, the actor. Yeah, was sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of
Wow.
my oldest friends, right? Like I've known him
Wow.
since I was 16.
Really? You grew up
Yeah.
together? Same high school or what?
No, he moved down from Cranbrook to Vancouver,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we met. And of course, I had a huge crush on him for
Yeah.
years. And then he and Susan Wright, the whole Wright family, and then they've all died tragically in a
Oh,
fire and
oh
murder
boy.
and death.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's not
Wow.
been easy. And then to lose my friend Mary Haney, she was diagnosed with cancer and she died 6 weeks later. Like
Oh,
and I was
wow.
in Vancouver, so I often will have
Oh
dreams about
my.
Mary, because we would talk every day. Um,
Beautiful.
um,
Yeah.
and but a dream that I was thinking about that was it was in the 90s, and we had lost Larry Lillo, who was a really well-known director in Vancouver and in across Canada. Um, and he was dying of AIDS, and he did die. And his partner, John Moffat, I kept asking, I kept saying, you've got to be in a play with me. You've got to do this play. You've got to do that play.
Yeah.
And this was in 93, 4, 5. And he said, this is when I was here and he was in Vancouver at the St. Paul's Hospital. And we only could send faxes. And I had somebody read this at his memorial, that I sent him a fax and I said, just get better so that I can get back to the more important topic, which is myself and talking about me. And he wrote back and he said, "My doctors told me I would have lived 2 or 3 more years if I had not done Miracle Mother with you at the Arts Club," which was hilarious, but it was the day
That's
before he
lovely.
died. He managed to throw,
Wow.
so like, and it was very funny,
Oh,
at the same
cool.
time, very tragic. But I had a
Oh,
dream.
wow.
I was in Calgary and he was in Vancouver. And I had this dream where, and again, these are in spectacular color, and I can smell in these dreams when I have these
Wow.
visitations. I can feel, I can touch, I can hold, and
Well,
I
that's
walk.
lucid. That's lucid dreaming.
It's incredible. Is
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah. Like, or can you say within it, this is a dream, or it's just super real?
It's just super real. Like,
Right.
except
Right.
also heightened in that weird kind of
It's
way.
like I call that like a soul travel experience where you're right there in that experience.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible. And
beautiful.
I had this dream that I'd gone into this beautiful home, and I opened these doors and there was a huge buffet on this table of exotic fruits and vegetables. And I don't even know. And Larry was standing behind the table just
Um,
as sorry,
yeah,
as healthy before you knew him, before he had AIDS. Okay, so
sweet,
like that's just Larry. And he said,
lovely.
"Hey, how are you?" And I said, "Oh my God, Larry, it's so great to see you." And he
Oh,
said, "Will you tell John it's okay? It's all okay." And
oh,
we were holding on to each other,
beautiful.
and in this room that was so warm, and he was so healthy, and it was this wonderful buffet of just things that I can't, I just remember colors. And
Wow.
I woke up and I wrote to John immediately. I wrote the whole dream, and then I thought afterwards, because I mailed it to him, and then I thought, was that appropriate? Like, should I have I mean, I don't know if we even ever talked about it, but the fact that, I mean, we all knew at that time that John would die. I mean, it was just a question of how. There was no cure at that time.
Right.
um so the fact that I had this incredible dream that Larry was like, it's
So
all good.
this was before he died, you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I
Interesting.
wrote to him and I said, "You wouldn't believe the dream that I
Wow.
had." And Larry was so great. And it was, um,
Oh,
it was just incredible, incredible. Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So I long for those dreams
Yeah,
when
what a gift.
Mary will show up or Brent will show up or
Yeah,
people from my past.
yeah, what a gift.
Yeah,
I find, yeah, that is such a beautiful experience
yeah.
to meet your loved ones again. Yeah, it's really, really great connection.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything else you want to say about your dreams?
No, other than thank you for this opportunity to talk about them.
Yeah, thank you
Mike,
for sharing so
you
much.
know,
You're a great subject.
it's
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and other than the fact that I want to keep dreaming,
Yeah. That was
I'm
quite a
I'm really pleased that we got a chance to do this, Michael. Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you so much. You came up on my Facebook feed, the last post I did about the girl who had at the Day of the Dead and All Saints Day on November 1st and 2nd. I posted a thing on a lovely girl's share she did in 2023, I think it was. Steffi Crawford, who talked about her father and how he used to come to her after he died, and it was beautiful. But you said, "Oh, you have to ask me about my dreams." I think you were referring to your deceased loved one dreams. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
you shared so much today. I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. You're such an astute dreamer. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, what are you doing lately? Anything you want to plug coming up that we can?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I guess Son of
I
a Critch, is it still showing? I guess it's on
it's on Gem,
Gem. You can
CBC Gem,
watch
Son of a
old
Critch.
episodes. Yeah,
Yeah, you can
four
watch all
seasons.
4 seasons, and
Yeah.
in USA, I think they've got the 3 seasons on Netflix now.
Oh, excellent. That's great.
And we'll be shooting the 5th season in April and May, I think.
Oh,
I
nice.
think.
Back out
Yes.
east in Newfoundland, eh?
Yeah, it's normally in the summer, but
Yeah.
Ben Ainsworth got a big movie, and it was too big to not
Oh,
let the
very
kid do it.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
How old is he now? He's like 16?
16, but he's
16?
the tallest person in the cast now.
Oh, yeah, you're kidding. Wow.
And
Taller than his older brother, too, right?
they're
Wow.
yeah, and they're all just that, like, we've known them since they were 11 and 12, and now they're the age they are now, and
That's
they are the
sweet.
right age that they're
That's
supposed to
lovely.
be. And I just adore them all, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love them. So I'm
That's
very
sweet.
honored that I get to be even a small part in the last
Yeah, I
season.
love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Such a
and
great
I'm
character.
doing a couple of plays.
Nice.
I'll play possibly at the Foster Festival here in St.
Oh, yeah,
Catharines.
the Norm Foster. I love
Norm Foster.
the playwright. He's
He hasn't
amazing.
exactly written it yet, but
Oh, really? He's doing
but
it.
he said, "I'll write something for Nora."
Oh,
And
cool.
then I'm going to do a show at the Grand in London, Ontario. That's a comedy about Dracula. It's just ridiculous.
Oh,
It's
cool.
it's like only 5 actors, and we play all the parts, and it's like deeply stupid,
Ah,
like deliberately. I play Renfield, and Lucy's misogynistic father, and it's like
wow.
it's like one of those ones you go, I can't not do this. I mean, it's
Wow.
just, yeah. So that I'm really
That's
looking forward
great.
to that. Yeah.
What's that one called?
I think it's called Dracula Trail of Tears, or Trail of Terror, or something
Wow.
like that. Yeah. So
That's great.
and so that's what I've got going on. And other than the
Lovely.
fact that I would love to see you guys in person.
Yeah, we
Um,
got to get together.
do
Some
I
of the
still
clan.
look like
Did
Gladys?
you look like my sister Patsy, actually.
Oh,
The
Patsy. Why did I call her
eldest
Patsy? Yeah,
O'Hara.
that's what she
Yeah,
said. Patsy. Why did you
yeah,
change your name to
totally. You
Gladys?
got the Irish eyes of Patsy. Yeah, for sure.
Well, tell Mary Margaret that Patsy says hello.
Okay. Okay.
All right, darling.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
dear. Love you.
Love to
Thank
everybody.
you. You too, dear.
Okay.
Thanks so much. All the best.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was delightful. Thank you, Nora McClellan. Wonderful actress and very funny lady, an amazing dreamer. Yeah, this episode was taped in November of 15th, 2025, and oddly enough, it was inspired by the one I put up in October, November 1st, October 31st, November 1st being the Day of the Dead, and based on a Steffi Crawford interview I did, 2023, I think. And but recently I had a death in the family, and yeah, very unexpected and very, very sad. But yeah, I always cherish the times I can meet with the loved one in the dream state. And actually, oddly enough, I had a dream a few days before she died, my sister, and I was hugging her, which was really beautiful. And I guess it was sort of a goodbye. She wasn't talking much in the end. She didn't really want to talk on the phone. But yeah, so, and she didn't live close by. She's in Los Angeles. But yeah, and then since then I've had a lovely dream where I was visiting her, and she was in a new house and it was being renovated, and she was really busy choosing furniture and couches, and she said, you can sleep here anytime, Michael. You can come over and stay anytime. And it reminded me of when she was in SCTV and I was apprenticing at the Windsor Arms Hotel. I would go over and sleep over at her place some nights because she had an extra bedroom. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, it was beautiful. She was just so happy and very busy in the other world that she's now in. But yeah, it's beautiful. We all have our own experiences that are related to us and our own deceased loved ones, and we're all interconnected, and the love, continues no matter what. They're always with us. Anyway, thanks for listening, and hope you have sweet dreams, and sweet dreams of all your loved ones. Okay, all the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Music for today's episode is supplied by Pearson Ross, and the song is Perfect Stranger. Pearson's music can be heard and purchased at pearson.bandcamp.com. That's Pearson spelled PEIRSON.bandcamp.com. Here it is, the full song. Enjoy.
As the ready sun is sinking down, I feel like I got burned throughout the day. As I turned red, you stayed to burn your brown. Not from the sun, but from the words you said. You're the perfect stranger to me, and I don't know how I know. When I know, I know, I know. I've only ever met you in a dream. But have you ever had a dream when you had to wait to see the light of the day in the night, lying wide awake as the brightest moon is rising up, 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 up. I feel like you were reaching for my hand. Lips turned blue, you started shivering. But from the moon, but from a swim untrained, you're the perfect stranger to me. And I don't care how I know. When I know, I know, I know. sinking down, 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 down,
This has been a Waking Dream production. Copyright 2026.